Tonight is April the 28th, 2015. I'm going to make a video tonight on something that I've recently discovered. I've got to give you a wee bit of history. Some time ago, any of you that have watched my videos, or many of them, some time ago I had an MC275, an old McIntosh MC275 that had a bad new Genelex KT88. Not this amplifier right here, but it was, you know, if you're familiar with the McIntosh amplifiers, they have the 4 big tubes in the front. Anyway, it was a left-hand one that was bad, and I could tap on it, it would flash. Later on, I broke that tube open. We examined it, even under a microscope, determining that there was probably something wrong with the cathode. I'm just showing you some different things while I talk here. Okay, and then after that, I ended up picking up this amplifier right here, this MC40, and I had to do some repair on it. And in the events of repairing it, there is a little choke about like this. This is not the choke exactly, but it's virtually the same thing, that I accidentally hit with my soldering iron and broke open. And I'll show you which choke it is in the schematic. It's that little, I'm trying to get the glare off, it's that little 2.2 microhenry choke. I actually opened it accidentally, broke it open by bumping it with a soldering iron. Okay, well, when I did open that choke up, it destroyed the tube. Didn't completely destroy it, but it damaged it, and I believe it did some serious damage to the screen. Because here's my theory, and we're going to actually do we're going to actually do the best I can tonight to verify this. With the plate voltage removed, this becomes the highest potential electrode in the tube, and I'm assuming that it's going to try to take on a lot of current and damage it. Okay, well, let's fast forward again. Let's go back to that MC275. I bought some new high dollar tubes for it. I put it back in my stereo. I listened to it, about a week, blew a fuse. I brought it out here, went through tapping the tube, boom, it was that same socket again. I said, well, I'll be. I'd already sent the tube back to Tube Depot. They sent me another one. Good outfit. But do you see where I'm going with this? I think what's happening, because of the unfortunate incident with this amplifier breaking that 2.2 microhenry choke open and opening up the plate, I think that damages your tubes. A bad tube socket can smoke your tubes. Now, we all know that if you lose pin 5, which is the grid bias, it's going to get screaming red hot. Things are not going to go really well. But what happens if you open the plate? Well, we're going to find out. I'm not in the business of destroying tubes, but here is the tube that was damaged in that very amplifier. I just showed you the MC40. Here's what it measures. Oh, that's set. That's set. Okay, it measures about 25, which is, I've gotten written on it right there. On the 25 is here on this TV7DU. The 2625 is the reading off of this one. And then I'm going to swap the tubes. This one measures 34 over there, which shows as, see, good over here. It's almost meeting what they want it to, so I would call that a good tube. Now, if I swap these guys around kind of quickly, we won't have to wait very long for them to warm up, and I'll show you how they measure. And they're a little bit hot because I've let them warm up really nicely. I might point out something here while it's warming up. I had to get another meter for this. This is one of those that you can find on eBay. It was 60 bucks. It's a cheap little Chinese one, but it does work. My original one over here, I was always having to, tap on it. So I took it out and I've replaced it. I did take this one out. I did disassemble it. And it looked like the needle was physically dragging on the face. But that didn't fix it all. I guess it's just worn out over the 53 years. I believe these were built in about 1962. Okay, let's test this one. There's our set in the middle, and this one measures. See, that one measures 38 right there this time. So see it? This one's a good one. This is the good one. And over here, let's see, let's do our line adjust so it's right in the middle so we're not cheating at all. And press the button on this one. It measures, well, what? Things never work out the same, do they? Well, it's actually going down. Yesterday it was right at the questionable mark. It was either in the question mark or touching the replace. Such as tube testers, huh? Anyway, there it is. I believe I got it adjusted just right. Trying to get exactly the same reading I got last night. This one is the one that's damaged, and I assure you that I see it dropping. That's not a good sign. These two tubes do not perform like they used to. Okay, so what we're going to do is put this one, the good one. Don't want to damage it. Want to put it over here. Let's do it in this amplifier. Then I'm going to put the one that's been damaged right here. Okay, actually I can go ahead and keep this thing rolling. I'm going to plug it in and turn it on. And just let it warm up for a minute. And what I'm thinking is going to happen is when I open the plate lead right here, I'm not even going to plug in the meter. We're not trying to measure anything. I'm betting that when I open this plate switch right here, it's going to sparkle and do all kinds of internal damage to the tube. I'm going to turn it off as quick as I can. Even though it's a damaged tube, it's not... At least I can use it. I keep a lot of my damaged stuff sometimes to measure, to see that the equipment that I'm making and using will actually measure damaged equipment. If all that makes sense. I think it does. Okay, let's turn off the lights and see what happens. Okay, I'd say it's warmed up. See, this one right here is the... Well, you're in the dark now, aren't you? I'll show you what this does. I normally, if you've seen this meter before, I plug the meter in across here or here or here, and I open one at a time. When I've got the meter across, then I open it, and then I close it to move the meter to the next one. Then to measure it, I open the circuit, and then the same for the cathode. Let's see what happens when I open the plate lead. Let's watch this guy right here. Make sure I got a good view of it. Nothing. Well, I'll be damned. I wonder if it only does it on a power up. I still think I'm right. The reason that I think all of this is because what I did, I said, oh man, I bet the female pins on the socket are wallowed out. So on the McIntosh amplifier, I pulled the tube out. Like I say, the nice company sent me a new one. I bought those high-dollar JJs is what they are. They're stamped as Telefunken. They're actually quite nice. They're $84 a piece too. Anyway, so what I did is I went through with some small pointed instruments. Actually, I used these guys right here. These heavy-duty needles. You know, so that I could get down into the socket, to the edge of the socket with this thing right here, and form the female pin back a little bit, tightening it up. I did that to all of them. I haven't had any trouble since then. So I still think I'm right. Let's try it on a power up like this with the plate lead open. Well, it's not going to do it, is it? I don't know. Maybe it's already so damaged it can't do it again. Well, such as it is right now, I can't prove anything. I'm not going to put the good one over there and destroy it just to prove a point. I don't have that many tubes and that kind of money. We'll try this again another day. Well, I didn't prove what I thought I was going to prove, but I still think there's something there. I really believe there's something to it. What I believe caused those tubes to do what they did was the plate connection coming loose. And like I said at the beginning, I think with the removal of the plate voltage, the screen voltage is going to be the one at the highest potential, and I think it just tries to take on too much current. Maybe the reason that the tube didn't sparkle again is because maybe there had already been enough little wires damaged on the screen. I don't know. I'm completely theorizing now, but I'm going to go ahead and publish the video because I think there's something to it, and I know there's a number of YouTube viewers that watch my videos that have a lot of experience, and I'm interested in seeing what you guys have to say, what you've experienced. And yeah, the tubes are the damaged one. The damaged one is definitely not up to snuff. And it just simply does not perform in the amplifier like it used to after that damage, and it no doubt occurred because that plate choke was open. And when I put the plate choke back, of course everything in it now works great.